I won't stop till I hear him say,
Okay, what is going on, CYPRX advanced YouTubers? Welcome back to the CYPRX YouTube page. As always, if you're interested in learning about cryptocurrencies, commodities, indices, foreign exchange, please go ahead and consider subscribing to the YouTube channel. In today's video breakdown, even if you do not trade foreign exchange, we are going to go over a Gbpjpy trade breakdown that many of the CYPRX students caught. I'm going to share with you all their screenshots just to show you all proof is in the pudding. We are actually teaching people valuable technical analysis information. You all on this YouTube page watching these YouTube video breakdowns can cover some of the gems that we cover on the CYPRX mentorship. If you guys are interested in that advanced technical analysis, even if you are an absolute beginner or an intermediate trader, you want a better edge in the market, you guys can click the link in the description down below. Join the CYPRX mentorship. We have a couple of seats left or available. If you guys want to schedule a Zoom call to discuss anything about the mentorship, I can actually physically screen share with you all and show you the content that you will have access to. Just send me a message on the CYPRX email. You guys can go ahead and email me. That link is in the description down below as well. But without further ado, I want to jump into today's video breakdown, just showing you some screenshots from some of the trade group this morning. All right, here we have Justin's screenshot. We have Lisette's screenshot. We have Zach's screenshot from the trade that they placed. We also have a few more. We have Emiliano. We have a bid. We have my personal screenshot. All right, so we have multiple students catching the same trade this morning, which speaks for itself. Okay, if we're all seeing the same setup without sending signals to each other, that obviously advocates towards the fact that we are teaching students properly how to identify price patterns in the market and how to react to them by managing risk, by properly identifying target areas, things of that nature. So in today's video breakdown, we're going to go over previous New York session areas of interest. I'm going to teach you all how to identify lower time frame price manipulation. We're going to talk about institutionalized patterns, how to identify them, how to react to them by entering into the market, providing a proper stop loss, right? And then exiting based off of logic in the market. All right. This is what's going to make you successful. Nothing that we constitute here as financial advice. These are just little gems that we drop to the CYPRX students, and you here on the YouTube page, if you're more interested in the free content, can pick up on these gems and hopefully allow it to, help you in your trading career. Okay. Like I said, you guys are going to need to get to a point where you're going to need to take it upon yourself. If you're not elevating in your trading career, you're going to need to step out of your comfort zone and get yourself a mentor. Now, I'm not sitting here saying that mentor needs to be CYPRX, but I've shown you all on this YouTube channel time and time again that we are providing value to our students. And when a company or when a brand or when a mentor or whatever it is that you want to call it can provide value to individuals, I highly suggest you take advantage of that. And I've shown you all multiple times that we provide value to our students. So just some other interesting things that the CYPRX students said in today's morning group chat. A bid said that even though he is on only video 3 in the CYPRX 2.0 content, he's still smacking trades like this. And that's not even halfway through the advanced CYPRX 2.0 material. We also have Angel that said it's the classified 2.0 PDF pattern. Looks exactly like the trade played out, just like how you said. CYPRX, you are a wizard. All right. So just absolutely phenomenal feedback. I love seeing stuff like this from the CYPRX gang. I post time and time again all the trade setups that we place here at CYPRX. So this is going to be an in-depth breakdown. I'm going to start you all on the 1 hour chart, showing you guys how we were able to catch this beautiful risk to reward ratio of at least a minimum of 1 to 3. That's what we like to capitalize on here at CYPRX. At least for my personal trading strategy, is I like to capitalize on it at a minimum of a 1 to 3. All right. So you'll see that a lot of these order block traders and Wycovian traders, they're always trying to catch these massive risk to reward trades, and 90% of traders don't have the ability to do that. So when you kind of dumb it down and you really approach the market from a logical, more realistic perspective, you can really capitalize on some nice gains in this market. Now, again, nothing that we constitute here is financial advice. Without further ado, let's jump in. Okay, so hourly chart. All right. The first thing that we always cover here on the CYPRX YouTube page is identifying previous New York session areas of interest. What is the logic behind this? The logic behind this, by identifying structure on the higher time frame, we can see visually areas of interest where, if the market is still in an uptrend, the banking institutions during New York session are going to want to purchase from, and that most likely is going to be where they bought from previous session days. So we're going to go back and backtrack price action. First, we're going to look at the bullish leg that we're currently operating in. Now, why am I calling this current price action right here a bullish leg? Because if we look at the hourly time frame, okay, and we look at the hourly price action where the daily candlestick opened for this bearish leg right here, okay, we see that this is where the daily candlestick opened. We see that the market sold off, And we see that what the market did previous to this day is it swept liquidity from this low. Once the market swept liquidity from this low, okay, over here to the left-hand side, we can see the market maker pattern that I teach you all to identify on the CYPRX YouTube page, which is another sweep of a low, a break in market structure, and then bullish order flow after that. So higher high, higher low continuation. And this high from this sweep of the low, from this daily candlestick, that reversed price action broke a previous market structure high, and it broke the previous market structure daily open right here in this area. So this is a new bullish leg where until this low is taken out, we have to assume that the market makers are going to continuously buy from discounted prices, which we can see time and time again. Even though the market sold off into these areas, banking institutions during this London session bought from where they previously bought during this London session. You can see how that correlates. We can see here how this New York session bought from where previous New York session bought from during this London and this Asia session. So constantly, time and time again, the market makers are adding to their orders. I've told the CYPRX students multiple times that they cannot just fulfill one institutionalized order, because then the market would look something like this, right? It would just be one massive candlestick to the upside. If they're putting in an institutional order here, which we can identify by this New York session, by taking the candlestick bodies down to the wick and extending that box over to the right-hand side, we can identify that until this low, where this institutionalized pattern, again, a sweep of liquidity, a market reversal, and the market showing us a sign to instead of attack lows, it attacks highs, okay? So this is bullish order flow. That's all I'm doing for you all, is identifying that this is bullish order flow. Logically speaking, until this low is broken, the market is in an uptrend, is in a temporary uptrend, okay? So with that being said and that being identified, we were able to drag this area of interest over to the right-hand side and say to ourselves, well, now we're looking to trade this New York session. Today is Thursday, okay? So if the market comes down into this general vicinity, what are we going to be looking for? Unless this market low breaks, we have to assume that the market makers are going to seek to put in discount buy positions at any one of these given areas. Well, if we're looking to trade New York session, we can clearly see that this New York session right here bought from this general vicinity, roughly at around the psychological level 164.800. Okay, so very interesting psychological level to pay attention to here at CYPRX. That is one of our majors. All right, so now that I've identified to you guys the higher time frame area of interest, if you're trading in tandem with the higher time frame, you have a higher probability for a trade to go in your direction. Why? Because higher time frame is king. The market moves in tandem with higher time frame. Why? Because the bank and institutional traders, they trade off of the monthly, weekly, and daily charts. Now, us as scalpers, we are attempting to get in on these massive moves in the form of intraday trades, utilizing the 4-hour, 1-hour, 15-minute time frame for analysis, and then the 5-minute and 1-minute for entry criteria. Okay. So now that we have some type of entry criteria formulating, where if we do see some type of discounted price from where New York session bought from the previous day, we can simply take our Fibonacci from the low. I already explained to you that the market structure high here comes into play. So we can take our fib from the low, where the market reversed after sweeping this low over here to the left-hand side, to the high, and extend that over. And we see that the market makers were pushing price down into roughly around 85 to 90% discount before then putting in another buy order during New York session. All right, so now that you guys can see the logic behind the higher time frame, where the bank and institutionalized traders are most likely coming to hunt liquidity, well, if they're not going to hunt liquidity beneath lows, why? Because we already see that the market violated a low, reverse market structure, created higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, right? Where are they most likely going to come and attack? They're going to come and attack all of the trend line liquidity that rests above these highs from retail traders selling this trend line, okay? If they're not attacking lows, and instead they're buying from lows, then most likely where are they going to attack? Guys and gals, it is logic. They're going to attack highs. So we can formulate that into our strategy surrounding target areas or take profit areas if we are in lower time frame positions. So now I'm going to jump and take your attention down to the 5-minute chart, where we're going to go into extreme detail. Remember that this blue box right here is the higher time frame hourly area of interest, where at any given point in time, if price came into this area of interest, we were going to be seeking to take discounted buy positions in correlation with the higher time frame previous areas of interest during New York session, where they took buy positions from. Okay, so taking your attention again, this is Thursday's trading session during New York, we're going to go down to the lower time frame, the 5-minute, and I'm going to show you all price manipulation. Okay, so remember that prior to every single session, AI is in control of the market. Where the market smoothly transitions from London session over to New York session, okay, this is when London session traders go home, and this is when New York session traders are getting ready for work, putting on their pants, driving to work, driving to their banks, getting set up in their chair, turning their computers on, right? We actually have an institutionalized trader who trades with CYPRX who has confirmed all of this information, okay? I've proven this time and time again in Zoom calls with the students, introduced that trader to the CYPRX students, and he has confirmed that all of this stuff that we are teaching here at CYPRX is actually happening in the market, where I've mentioned to you guys that there is a manipulation window prior to every single session. So I've identified to you guys when that manipulation window is. I can't give you guys exact and specific times like I do to the CYPRX students, but I'm just going to give you guys a generic area, okay? So this is that generic area of interest where we know that AI is most likely controlling the market, and we can see how they set up a liquidity trap, okay? So right here we see early buyers, and we also see early sellers. Early sellers above highs, early buyers beneath lows. So there's a whole mess of liquidity, whichever way you want to determine it, above highs and beneath lows. Now, paying attention to the CYPRX strategy and how I teach you guys to trade on the YouTube channel is to not trade during this window of opportunity. The window of opportunity to trade is outside of the manipulation window. So as soon as price breaks out of the manipulation window, what can we see? That same institutionalized pattern that I just showed you guys on the hourly chart. You guys pay attention because this is key. This is pattern identification to the extreme, showing you guys, remember in the last video breakdown that I did on an extreme breakdown on technical analysis, I told you guys that if you can confirm the higher time frame market pattern, okay, the market maker pattern on the higher time frame with the lower time frame in correlation, that gives you an even bigger edge in the market. If you can see this pattern right here, look, here it is right here. I'm going to draw it out for you guys, okay? Here's the low is swept, the market reverses, prints equal highs or a bullish match of momentum from this bearish leg, higher low, higher high formation. This is a market maker pattern right here, okay? A sweep of a low and a market reversal. Look at this now. That's on the hourly time frame. Now I want to take your attention back down to the 5-minute. What pattern do we see right here? Okay, this is why the CYPRX traders are so lethal, because they pay attention to detail. I've literally designed their brains in the course material to pay attention to detail. And when you can do that, you give yourself such a better edge in the market. Now, again, this is only the 5-minute time frame. But so where can you see the pattern right here, guys and gals? If you're watching this YouTube video, remember, we're teaching logic in the market. Here's that sweep of liquidity. We know not to touch the market during this manipulation window, which gives us an edge to wait to see if the market is manipulating price. As soon as we sweep these lows right here, what happens? The market reverses, breaks a previous market structure high. So all of this bearish momentum right here was just broken by two bullish candlesticks, 1 and 2. This is a market manipulation pattern. This is the market makers building liquidity above highs to come and grab early buyers prior to the New York session. You see here how the buyers flooded in right before the New York session. This is called premature buyers. These are individuals, these are retail traders who are attempting to guess a bottom. Okay, they're not patient enough to wait, and they also don't know the specifics of the strategy. But once we see the sweep of this low, here's the market maker pattern, the same market maker pattern that I just showed you on the higher time frame. Sweep of lows, break a previous market structure, and a higher low. We seek to enter outside of the manipulation window at a higher low after the market has swept liquidity and broken previous market structure. And here's that entry right here. After the market breaks market structure, creates a new high, all we simply did here at CYPRX was take our Fibonacci from the low to the new high that broke a previous market structure right here. Okay, extend that over, and here is that sniper entry at anywhere between 62 to 79% discount. We know that that is where the banking institutions like to buy from, and there is your entry. Now let's talk about the stop loss. Logically speaking, where would you need to put your stop loss at? How could you identify that you would be wrong in this trade, where you entered at it, okay, if the market moved against you? Beneath this low. If this low right here gets broken, then most likely this is not the move that is going to take price higher. And the market, instead of being interested in attacking highs, is interested in what? It is showing you a willingness, if it breaks this low, to attack lows. That means that sellers are still dominating this market, or are still in control of this market. So your stop loss, logically speaking, would need to be beneath the low. Now here at CYPRX, we like to target logical target areas. So where would that initially be? if we're entering down here in the market for buy positions, and we know that liquidity is being built during the manipulation window, then we can seek to target areas of interest above highs if we're in buy positions, which would be above the manipulation window highs. So we could seek to target highs here. For our profit taking, we also see equal highs here. We know that when the market creates this retail pattern trap, which is a M formation, and I've gone over this multiple times, 90% of the time, if we see the market show us the willingness to attack lows, which it did right here, it attacked a low and then created a new market structure high. This is a market maker pattern that you have to be able to identify and understand. The market makers are telling you that they have no interest in attacking lower price targets or lower price areas or lower areas of liquidity. And instead, their focus is more interested on attacking highs. We know that liquidity sits above highs and beneath lows. So once we see the market maker showing us a willingness to grab liquidity from lows and make new highs, we have to assume that they have a higher interest or a higher probability that they're most likely going to attack the liquidity that rests above highs. So therefore, you can utilize these areas of manipulation in the form of retail pattern traps. Here's a M formation or a double top, as retail traders like to call it. That could have been one of your target areas. Logic in our trade. We also have the manipulation window, highs, right? Again, logic in our target areas, logic in our trade. What lies right here? This is a trend line during the manipulation window, okay? So there's so many ways that the CYPRX traders could have caught this move. Again, this is a very basic breakdown on what it is that we actually give to the CYPRX students in extreme detail. If you're interested in learning this technical analysis, regardless if you trade Forex, regardless if you trade cryptocurrency, regardless if you trade stocks, it doesn't realistically matter. The markets all move the same, commodities, indices, it doesn't matter, guys and gals. If you're interested in truly elevating your trading career and your technical analysis knowledge base, go ahead, send me an email, schedule a Zoom call. If you don't need a Zoom call, the link is in the description down below, cyprx.teachable.com. We're still willing to accept a few students. Blessings to you guys all. I do appreciate the love and the support. I hope that you all enjoyed this video breakdown. Very simplistic. You guys saw from the screenshots that multiple students caught this trade entry. We're not sitting here making this stuff up. We're actually providing value to our students. If you want a mentoring program that actually cares about their students, I even said, I want to show you guys this. We really do care about our students here at CYPRX, and I think that that is one thing that separates us from other mentors out there, is we are constantly seeking to grow and develop not only as mentors but as a community. Okay, and so this is something that I just messaged the students yesterday at 2:22 p.m. I said, what's going on, everybody? Is there any type of content that you would like me to create for you and for the course specifically, covering anything or any of the confluences in particular? I'm always seeking to cater to you. As if there's any more value that I can provide, let me know and I will create it for you. Now, there's already over 60 hours of course content on the CYPRX course material. I just uploaded a brand new set of PDFs for the CYPRX students. We do constant Zoom calls. Last week, we did a live trading call where we called over 100 pips. And this week alone, we did a live Zoom call where we caught over 100 pips. I'm sure that if you guys didn't check out the video yesterday that we dropped on the YouTube channel of Ezra dropping signals in the CYPRX Gbpjpy group chat, that came into fruition of over 100 pip trade. If you guys are sleeping on this community, I promise you guys, we are only going to consistently go up and up and up. We would really love to have motivated individuals on the team. Like I said, reach out to me. Don't be shy. I'm more than willing to hop on a Zoom call with you, talk about the CYPRX material, show you the CYPRX material, show you my face, introduce myself to you. We're not hiding here at CYPRX. We're really trying to provide value to individuals. Blessings to you guys all. I hope that you guys enjoyed this small video breakdown of this GBP-JPY trade, 1-to-3 risk to reward ratio in and out of the market. Now, even though the market did go to the 100% Fibonacci extension, simply all I was looking for was a 1-to-3 on my personal trade entry. I know that some of the other CYPRX students held this trade. For me, I closed out as soon as we came to attack those highs prior to the New York session open, where we see these early premature sellers. So I was in and out of the market. I made about 37 pips on this trade. Absolutely phenomenal. So I'll end the video there. As always, be cognizant, be aware, and I'll see you guys in the next YouTube video breakdown.
I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh.